Oh, what's up, everybody? Hold on. So let me play it. I don't even think we can do it anymore. All right, ready? What's up, everybody? Why is Delco Steve laughing? Well, because 14 minutes has went by where we played the countdown. We played the music. It didn't start the stream, Delco Steve. So we just literally did 13 minutes yelling about the Phillies to nobody.
Warm up lap.
Yeah, well now I can't talk about it. We got to move on to something else. It just complained about the Phillies. Yeah, I was putting their comments up on the board? Like Jesus. Yeah, so the Phillies. So Delco Steve, the Phillies are losing. And I had
Aaron
said
Judge is crushing us.
Yeah, Aaron Judge is one of the biggest MFers I've ever seen in my life on a baseball field, and he's unbelievable. And he's absolutely having one of the best seasons ever. And we said this before, and now I can't say it again. But yeah, the Phillies suck right now, Delco Steve. It's a matter of if you think it's one of these bad stretches or they're all right, or they're not all right. So a lot of comments in the comment section from people that were being like, oh, they peaked too early, or blah 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 blah. I don't know, man. This is not what I was this was not what I was looking for out of tonight's game, which was losing 12-4. But it's going to piss people off. I'm trying not to freak out about it. It's obviously concerning.
I don't know how this one didn't tip me off.
What?
The comment I just put up.
Mark's pulling a Herb and doesn't know how to start the stream. I know how to start it. I guess it just didn't.
This is the first one that I saw, and I was just like, all right, like.
I didn't even like. I saw Michael Richmond saying something, but it was like, oh, we must have started 2 minutes late because
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because the baby was fucking fighting me to go to sleep, and then I come downstairs to the basement. That door can like I had the computer and I had the coffee and I had something else. So I'm like closing it like with my foot, and it slammed. Not slammed hard, but slammed. And then she's texting me being like, you woke up Bella. And I'm like, there's no freaking way that Bella woke up with a sound machine and a closed thing. Like, no, I didn't just wake her up. Stop. So I didn't have to go back up. I didn't wake her up. But yeah, so I thought we started a little bit late. So anyway, I don't even know how to get back into it. We were just like finished wrapping up the bitching session about the Phillies and then moving on to the trade deadline.
What can you do?
I'm not. But so are you freaking out? Are you unhappy? You're a Delco sports fan. You're entitled to.
They're still the best record in baseball. Like as we were going over in our 10-minute pregame there, it's like, yeah, there's gonna be bumps in the road. They're gonna have they just went on a torrid stretch. They swept the Dodgers going into the All-Star break, those kind of things that we went over. But it's just like, no, they're still the best. They still have the best record in baseball. They lost 8 of the last 12, whatever that is. Now be 9
8
out
of 12.
of
It'll be 9 of 13. Yep.
It's just all right. Bounce back with a win tomorrow. Have a chance to win the series against the Yankees and keep going.
I know. It just sucks.
No, it's been crap too, because then it's like the games that they win convincingly. And
you know what it is? You know what it is, Delco Steve? When they hit home runs, they win games. That's how they score runs. Yesterday at Schwarber had 2 home runs. He still only had 3 runs. It's impossible.
Yeah, it was Cleveland 4, Schwarber 3.
Yeah, these guys got to step up. I mean, I got to look at Bryce Harper right now. Bryce Harper needs to step up. It is tough. He has had a great year. Turner's been a little bit cold recently. This looks like it's going to be a loss, but Zach Wheeler coming out. Zach Wheeler came out and gave up 7 runs, I believe, in 5 innings. You're not going to win many of these games by having that happen. And then, now Soto's pitching and he's giving up a ton of runs. So this sucks. I don't know I don't think they're going to make another trade before tomorrow's deadline. I just, the dude from the White Sox, it's like, all right, yeah, like he's Crochet. He's obviously good, but he's also saying he's not going to pitch in the postseason, or like he wants a new contract if he's going to be traded. And he's pissing the White Sox off because his market's getting killed because teams are like, well, we don't want to deal with him. The Phillies have been connected by every insider out there, and Zielecki said tonight that the Phillies remain interested and are talking, but they're not giving up the top prospects. So obviously, they're asking for Crawford and Miller. They're not going to trade Andrew Painter for him, but they're looking for their top prospects, and Dave Dombrowski reluctantly not doing it. And I don't blame him. I don't know where his head is. If he's just saying that for a leverage play, if he's saying, like, you know what, I'll be happy to come to Philly, but is he a starter here? Is he a reliever here? He's going to be pissed. If he's a free agent and he's been having this good year as a starter, you're going to put him in the bullpen? Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know where his mindset is because you don't hear very often a pitcher come out and say, you trade for me, I'm not pitching unless you give me a new contract. Who the hell does that? Right? So I don't know how I feel about it, but
he's got an electric arm, though. He definitely does.
Sure does.
I mean, I don't think he'll be so. I don't know. The contract thing is like a problem in and of itself with him. I don't think he'd have a problem going to the bullpen if you're for like the end of the season because like I think his like career high in innings pitched was like 55 before this year, and he's already well over 100.
Exactly.
So if he goes back to the bullpen for the stretch run and you give him a contract, whatever hypothetically you get him the contract that he's looking for. And then with the idea that he's going to be a starter next year, then I don't think he's going to have a problem with it. Just because the limiting innings thing for him at the moment.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I totally understand where he's coming from. I truly do. He's having this unbelievable year.
And he's blown out his elbow twice or something like that.
Right. And then boom. But I mean, so he can't be a free agent until 2027. Right. Yeah. So he's still looking at arbitration years. And by the way, this is something that happens to all players that like he's a good pitcher. He's putting together a good year. This happens to all the and any player that doesn't take a contract and just gets big years in arbitration. So like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't want to get involved with something like that. He is under club control for the next 2 years, which makes him attractive because you would have him. But I mean, don't you already have a ton of starters? You just gave Aaron Nola a ton of money in a ton of years. Zach Wheeler's under contract for many years. They just locked up Sanchez. Ranger Suarez can't be a free agent. Do you really need another starting pitcher? This guy wants to be a starter because that's who gets paid. If you bring him here and you're like, hey, he's a reliever, like you say, throws out his arm. No, I don't want to get involved in it at all. If they needed a starting pitcher, I'd trade everybody but Painter. I don't care. I don't need that kind of a headache where he's a first round draft pick. It's not like he's a guy that hasn't made any money. The first round draft pick, I think he was 11th overall. So it's not like that he hasn't made money. He got a big signing bonus. Again, I get the player perspective of it, but that's pretty bold to demand a new contract if he gets traded. I'm out.
Is this legit right now? I'm still in commercials.
Stubby's out there.
Is he really?
Yep. He just got a pop out to Castellanos.
Did my TV freeze?
Maybe.
What the hell?
Nope. So, I mean, it could happen just because, again, I didn't think it was BS even before Todd Zielecki put out that there's interest, or that I'm going to actually get the tweet that he said. That would actually be smart, Sean. Todd Zielecki. Let's see.
Yeah, I had an article pulled up before we started, or maybe in the middle of it when we started, saying that Dombrowski's not done trying to get bullpen help or whatever.
Yeah, as he should. You might see one more trade for the bullpen. It feels like their lineup may be done. I just don't know what else you would do. So Carlos Estevez is I guess the prize of the free agent class, even though he's a free agent class, the trade market.
Trade them, yeah.
Yeah, he's a free agent after the season. They gave up 2, and I would say one is if he ends up being a star, you're going to regret it. There's just not a lot of track record. He was drafted in 2023. He had unbelievable numbers against low A. He went up to high A. He struggled in 4 or 5 starts. Didn't struggle, but he certainly wasn't as good. A lot of strikeouts, great velocity, great stuff. He was a college pitcher, so he's going up against, in these lower levels, he's going up against a lot of times 18, 19, 20-year-olds. He's 22, 23. But he's got legit stuff. But this gives them a chance, gives them a closer. Gives them the best reliever on the market, arguably the best reliever on the market, and they desperately needed him. So I love the trade. I will end up working out. I don't know, but I love the fact that Dombrowski went out and said, you know what? I don't care. Boom, let's go get this guy. So thumbs up on the closer trade for Estevez there, Delco Steve.
Yeah, I like I've said, I haven't been out of baseball, like out of the weeds in baseball for the last few years, so I didn't know anything about this guy before we traded for him. And obviously, I'm not diving deep into Angels rosters when they're terrible. So, but no, from the stuff I've seen, like reported about him after the fact, it seems like it's a good addition. It's and as a note I got from my buddy saying that the relievers that there you go, Stubby, just fitting in.
Who is that? Oh, Chisholm against. That's his second.
A lot of the relievers are, getting their innings up like for the Phillies. So bringing in somebody that's going to eat some innings off of those guys is going to be a big plus, and that can actually handle it.
Yep. Remember when the Phillies traded for David Robertson? That 2 years ago was the year they went to the World Series, right? They gave up a young pitcher named Ben Brown. It was the exact situation. Robertson was he gonna be a free agent, or was he on contract for another year?
Was that the second time we got Robinson back?
Yeah, it was the second time he actually pitched. He pitched in the World Series, David Robertson. But yeah, I guess they traded him away the next year. But anyway, Ben Brown, who he's now on the IL. He has some type of a neck issue. I don't know how serious it is. I don't think it's serious, but he showed real promise in the bigs. And so that's essentially Ben Brown was what they traded for Estevez, which is two younger pitchers that have amazing stuff, or the one has amazing stuff. And it's a matter of whether he develops into that type of player, that type of pitcher. Okay. All right. To me, it's worth a shot. I think this dude's better than Robertson just because I think he's given up 3 unintentional walks all season and 30 some strikeouts. So he's got good stuff, and he's been closing games. So
yeah, he's 20 and 23.
Yeah. Yep.
On a terrible team. Team.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's, even though like it's a lot to give up, but this is what you're getting your guys, so that's what they got. And then the other trade, which is I don't even know the guy's name off the top of my head yet. It's not. I don't have the muscle. Hayes, Austin Hayes. Yeah. Yep. Well, he was an all-star last year. He sucked this year. He lost. I mean, he really wasn't playing all that much. And it was. I guess he could be good here, but you just traded for a guy. He's now your right-handed bat, and he hasn't looked good so far. Giving up another home run here? No.
Apparently, his issue with the move the wall back in Camden Yards, and so his power numbers disappeared to left field.
Yep.
So hopefully he does better hitting in Citizens Bank the rest of the summer.
Yeah, Robertson left as a free agent to the Mets. Yeah, so after the year they went to the World Series. Yeah, so like you guys, the same exact situation that the Phillies are getting right now. Robertson was like he helped. I don't know if it was worth Ben Brown looking back at it, but that's not the way he was trying to. Dombrowski was trying to win a World Series that year, so you give up the pitching prospect. This year he's trying to win a World Series. He looks in and says that can be the guy. Like this bullpen could be in trouble. Let's face it. I'm not freaking out on the Phillies right now. Alvarado's look terrible. Strom and Hoffman have been so good. Can you really expect them to continue pitching like that? Kirkering's kind of like weird.
Yeah,
his numbers are better than he actually pitches.
He didn't take any step compared to where he came up last year, where he was striking out, 2 out of 3 and not giving up anything like towards the end of the season. And now it's like he was like, oh yeah, he'll be that guy that takes the next step. He didn't. We talked about that last week with Stott not taking a step. Kirkering hasn't taken any kind of step.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like his numbers. I know his ERAs went up a little bit here, but he's still like having an unbelievable year. I'm just saying that it feels like his numbers are, so he's up to a 2.27, 2-1 with a 2.27.
Yeah, but I feel like it's not like any of I feel like that can't be any good. Yeah, I'm not saying he hasn't been, but I feel like it's not in like any leverage situation.
When you get and Sir Anthony was like this earlier in his career, when you get like an electrifying reliever. He comes in and his stuff is it's sharp, it's fast. And I love Sir Anthony. He got hurt. His stuff still wasn't the same. But Kirkering kind of came up, and that's the feel that you had to him, which was he's got the sweeper. And no one can hit it. He'll go up there and throw 10 in a row. You're not hitting it. And he's been good. Don't get me wrong. But like you said, the high leverage situation, they put him in instead of Sir Anthony last year in the NLCS. I believe it was the game they blew. And I was all for it. Actually, and I was sitting next to Jack and Jack Fritz, and he was saying I would put in Sir Anthony. I'm like, no, fuck Sir Anthony. Put in Kirkman. Kirkman gave it up. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. They need somebody. Jose from Norristown. What up, Jose? How are you, buddy? So what about, so in general, thumbs up? Big thumbs up for the Phillies?
I mean, you gave up Pache and Sir Anthony and replaced them, like not talking about the prospects, and replaced them with Hayes and a bona fide closer, which the team hasn't actually had an actual bona fide closer. They've been doing it by committee. So yeah, why can't if Hayes starts hitting into left field in Citizens Bank, could be a big positive because can't be hitting any worse than what we have been rolling out in the left and center field.
No, they need him. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to just continue to try to be positive, and I can't promise how much longer I will be able to do that, but it's at least through tonight. I am not losing my head after tonight.
If they don't get a chance to win the series against the Yankees, I will start panicking a little bit. And then I'll be gone and I'll forget all about it for 2 weeks.
If they get roughed up, it must be so nice, man. If they get roughed up tomorrow, I may not be able to do that. I may not be able to handle it.
You'll be popping off on Out of the Parks with John Marks on Wednesday.
And we're going to do post game. It's a day game. 12:30 game on Wednesday. We'll be live after the game. Yes.
Nice.
We're going to do post game.
I'll give you a perfect segue to lose your shit if it doesn't go well the next 2 days.
Oh, no. Guess who's pitching tomorrow? Aaron Nola. Yeah, Aaron Judge might hit it 800 feet against him. He's good for a couple home runs tomorrow night. Garrett Cole for the Yankees.
He can give up a few.
He sure can. And then Chris Sanchez against Nestor Cortez. So at least you have Sanchez back there who's pitched very well. All right. Well, like I said,
tomorrow's supposed to be hot.
No, Thursday's supposed to be the Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow's supposed to be like stormy at night. When I say stormy, like thunderstorms or whatever, and then cloudy all day. Going to an orchard tomorrow.
Like an apple orchard?
Lynn Villa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
All right, close enough.
Going with my sister-in-law, her 3 young children, and my mother-in-law, and my children.
I was gonna say you're not going with your children.
And my children.
You're just gonna leave them home.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, I'd love to go. Sure, I'd love to go. Yeah. So that's my morning tomorrow morning. At least we get it done in the morning.
You'll enjoy it. Live cool.
Yeah, I guess maybe once we get there, I'll do it. It's a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 10-month-old, and then my kids, and my baby Bella is a toddler, and she's worn me out, man. She has worn me out today.
Just focus on your 3 and don't worry about anybody else.
Oh, we'll be good. All right. So what else is going on here? So we say yes to the trade. Do they make a trade by tomorrow? Do you believe that the Phillies will make a trade? I say maybe a minor one, but I don't expect a major trade here.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting a trade where they're giving up, top 3 prospects kind of thing.
All right. What else do we have here? Oh, Howard Eskin returned to the air on Saturday. Did you hear it? Were you listening to the program?
I did not. I was not listening. Did he address anything?
You're damn right he did. Why is it doing that? All right, I got to do it right here. Sorry. Trying to share the screen. I'm playing this off of Kevin Kincaid's Twitter. All right, what do we got here? Share. He did. I knew he was going to be back on the air. I did not hear it live, but I listened to it. I listened to this at least. So here. Hear that?
WTF is a Saturday morning. It's time to start riding again. And there's a lot going on between the Eagles and obviously now the Phillies. And today on the show, Dick Vermeil will join us. Larry Boa will join us. Obviously.
Wow. So he comes in, lot to talk about. teases two big guests. Larry Bowe is an awesome guest, and Dick Vermeil, although Dick's getting up there in age, still an awesome guest. So far, 30 seconds in, just a regular show there, Delco Steve. No mention. Let's see.
To take a look at both big sports right now here in Philadelphia. But before we get to all that, and we get to your discussion, and we get to your opinions about what you think about both of the teams that obviously we're going to talk about today, I'd like to briefly address the recent reports about an incident at Citizens Bank Park. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics other than to say that I recognize my actions have offended and upset her. I feel awful about that. I really do. I apologized to her at the time of the incident, and I apologize again now. I'm truly sorry that this did occur. I know a lot of you want me to say more about this, but I don't intend to comment on this any further, and hopefully you understand.
All right, that was Howard Eskin. It was a minute 20 in total, and it was about 35 seconds, 40 seconds of him addressing the situation. I've heard a lot of people were saying it's a non-apology apology.
I can see that.
Did he sound like he truly felt that he was wrong in the situation? That's what I had a lot of people say. Where it's like, oh, well, he didn't. Listen, I'm not sure what people want him to say. If they wanted him to give a more heartfelt, like, let me open up the phone lines and let's talk about this. First of all, the station's not going to allow that. And he's not going to do that. So I don't know what happened. I haven't asked Howard about the situation, other than just to check in to make sure he was okay. And not since then. So I don't know what happened. He said he was wrong. He's not fired. The Phillies, he's gone for the rest of the season. Whatever it is. Like, you want him fired? What exactly do you want? He's not going to cry on the microphone. So I mean, Delco Steve, you can tell me how you feel about it. Everybody else can as well. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't bother me either. He just sounds like he's over it, sort of thing. So I don't know. If I'm done talking about something, I'm not going to sound contrite or sincere when I'm talking about it either. He probably already did all that with the contrite, sincere to behind the scenes so many times that by the time he gets to here, he's just like, all right, I got to do this one more time.
You hit the nail on the head, Delco Steve. It sounded like that he was just, I can't believe, I want this to be over already. Especially if he was like, I didn't mean to offend. And this is what I think. He's like, I didn't mean to offend her. The bottom line is that he did, and she felt a certain way about it. That's the bottom line. Howard's in his 70s now. Something that maybe he would do 20 years ago, you can't do right now. And if this girl was like a younger girl in her 20s or whatever it is, she probably has no idea who he really is. Like, people that are a little bit older, that Howard's name has been, synonymous with Philadelphia sports since anybody can remember. Like, this girl may not have any idea who Howard really is. He's not on the air full time anymore, So, like, Howard may think he's being charming Howard Eskin that everybody knows. This girl may be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah,
right?
Who's this weird old man?
Right, exactly. So who knew what happened? And that's what tells me is like that's kind of what happened, right? I don't think he should lose his job for it. And he sounded like that. Jesus Christ, this is national news. I'm humiliated by it, right? He just wants to get back on the air and move on. He issued an apology. He's been gone for like 4 weeks. He's not losing his Eagles job, and kind of that's that. I agree with you 100%. It sounded like that he was just exhausted by the whole thing. And here's my apology. I've said this to her in person. I'm truly sorry that it happened. Now can we finally move on?
I'm good with that. I'm going moving on from this situation.
Howard. It definitely sucks. He kept his job. A lot of people, and let me say this as well. The Phillies, and if you believe what they said about it, it was Odyssey's idea to say like, hey, he's not allowed back down there this year, which is, I think, a good punishment that the company should say like, hey, this is what we think we should do. What do you think? And they sign off on it. The 76ers by pulling his credential and not allowing him to come down and cover the team is as petty a move as I've seen in this town in a pretty long time. And I have friends that are in the Sixers organization, people that I consider friends, and that do not like Howard. And anytime that we discuss Howard, it's, like how they feel about him. They hate him. And he gives them a hard time. So I can understand both sides of it. Like I always say to him, I say, listen, Howard's been very good to me. He's been genuinely very good to me. So I'm not like
you're not gonna back the bus up over him.
Yeah, like what do you want? What do you want me to do? Like I like Howard. Howard's been good to me, and I understand why you probably feel a certain way about Howard. If you just realize if you patted him on the head and you kiss his butt a little bit, he wouldn't be as much of a pain in the ass as he is. Just need to manipulate him a little bit. It's not hard, but instead they pull his credential and it's petty to me. But whatever. Whatever. But I'm just saying that because others were saying, well, the Eagles should do the same thing. No, the Eagles shouldn't do the same thing. The Sixers are being petty. Right?
They're taking advantage of the situation.
They sure are. Yep, they sure are. But anyway, so there you go. And you know what, Turtle? You're absolutely right. Howard is Howard, man. And he can handle it, and he deserves a lot of the shit that comes his way. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I got, I'm gonna tell you the way that I see it. I thought the Sixers were very petty in the situation. So there you go. So you mentioned you were watching the Olympics, Delco Steve?
Oh yeah, been locked in. Well,
all right. So what
have
you been?
Saturday morning was a slow get out of bed day, so just kind of flipped it on and just watched whatever.
So you had the golf tournament on Friday, and you were.
I was hungover by 7:30 at night. It was terrible.
So I saw at least 8 empty cups that you had piled up. Is that about right? Did you have double-digit drinks at the golf outing?
Definitely got over double digits. I'm still slurring.
I know. No, I thought it was an easy double-digit, especially if you're drinking for 6 hours or so.
Oh, I think I got back in the car, not driving at like 2. I was home asleep on the couch by 3, woke up at 7, hungover. It was great.
That's the best.
No, it's terrible.
It's not really the best. Oh, sorry, is this on here? I wanted to show you this video. So anyway, yeah, I've been watching, like a lot of it's already happened, but my kids love it. So the kids wake up in the morning because they're in Paris. It's actually like the perfect time to watch live events.
Yep.
And even if it's not the U.S., they want to watch gymnastics. My middle daughter is big into gymnastics right now. So she's watching gymnastics. They're watching the swimming. So they really like all the events. And yeah, so we've been watching a lot of it. I caught did you catch the USA-Serbia men's basketball game where Dwayne Wade did the broadcast?
Yeah. And how many times was he going to say he, him?
Dude, he's unlistenable. It's unlistenable.
It's brutal. So I caught it on the replay because so I knew US won, but I didn't know the score or whatever. And once they started taking off, I'm like, all right, I'm done because I couldn't listen. He did it for Durant. He did it for LeBron.
He was reusing the same things.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was
terrible. Randomly cheering in the middle of the game when he saw a D Wade jersey.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. He was. He now you hope that because I still like him. You hope that network executives go to him and say hey, here's constructive criticism. If you want to do it once, do it with Durant. The whole I guess I should pull it up where he's saying that I know him personally.
Yep.
But it was and he did it with LeBron a quarter later. I think it was in the third quarter. It's just everything was a different reference to something that he was trying to be funny. And he probably had them written down. He already had this, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this. His agent's probably prepping him, saying hey, listen, look at the money in football for being Tony Romo, Greg Olson, Tom Brady. You made a lot of money in your career, but hey, you could make another $10 million a year if you want to do some commentating, right? That's what I'd be saying to him if I was the agent. Keep making that money off of him. So I'll bet you that he has some stuff written down and he thought he was going to be funny and all this other shit. So hopefully somebody gets to him because he's unlistenable. I won't be able to watch another broadcast if he's doing that. That's for sure.
No, it was terrible. It was honestly terrible. And I was glad I knew the USA won. I'm like, all right, I'm done. But see ya.
Hmm. Oh,
But
oh.
my sport is the men's and women's indoor volleyball, locked in. Every time I'm recording matches so I can watch it after work.
So I love and I like the beach volleyball too. But when I
Yeah.
lived in Hawaii, the University of Hawaii, their men's and women's volleyball teams, it's like their pro franchise there because
Yeah.
their football team sucks and they win national championships. The men's team won one year and they went back the following year. They might have won back to back, but they're one of the powerhouses. And the women's team when I was there won a national championship. So I would go down to the Stan Sheriff Center where they played the games, and they were awesome in person. So I'm with you. I love the volleyball. It's very entertaining.
It's like extreme athleticism. Like these people that are like 6'8", I mean, and they're putting the ball down 2 feet on the other side of the net. I'm like, see ya. I got no. It's awesome. The two girls for Poland were like 6'7" and 6'8".
I saw that. Yeah.
I'm like, this is nuts. Like,
Yeah. I was watching it was one of the first days, might have been the first day. Maybe it was Sunday. It was beach volleyball. It was US against Cuba. And it was live because we're watching it in the morning. And the announcers were like, no one really knows anything about the Cuban team because it's Cuba and it's like mysterious and it's like literally nobody knows anything. So the US team is beating them, not killing them, but beating them. And then Cuba just like snaps their fingers and boom, beats them in the first set, beats them in the second set, and beats them. It was apparently a huge update, a huge upset. I don't follow international beach volleyball. But I was like, and my daughters were like, "Why are you getting so mad?" And I'm like, "So I don't want to lose to Cuba. Like, you're not supposed to lose to Cuba in beach volleyball or these things. It's why they're Cuba in baseball, maybe. But yeah, no, these Cuban players are really, really good.
I could see it for Cuba too. You know, they're playing on the beach all year round. Come on.
And these guys were big and athletic, and
I think
good.
I think I saw a stat in the USA women's game today talking about Cuba's like indoor team is like maybe has the most tied for the most golds in history. So they might be a volleyball. I could have read that wrong, but they might be like they might be a volleyball country.
You know what? I hadn't even thought of that. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it was they were saying that they were huge underdogs in the game. I don't know enough because you get like the 6'7" white guy that's like cool because he's from San Diego. You know what I mean? He's wearing the Oakleys and he's serving it and he goes up and he blocks it. These guys, like these Cuban players, were just like they couldn't.
Was this men's or women's?
It was men's.
Oh, it was men's. Okay.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
So the thing I saw was for women's indoor. So yeah, they do have 3 golds, but not the point. But so they could. I think Cuba could be a volleyball country.
There you go.
I'm not locked in on that kind of stuff.
So do you remember when we were playing? It was a video of this kid that was graduating from high school. I think he's going to Florida, but he's like 7'8".
Yeah.
And they were showing him in high school, and he was going up against like me trying to guard him, and it's hilarious because the dude's like 3 feet taller than him. Well, there's an equivalent in women's basketball, and I think it's girls basketball in China. I didn't do enough research, but check this out.
Holy smokes!
So now I don't know how tall the South Korean roster is.
Does that say U18?
Yes. Yeah. So this isn't even from the Olympics. This is from the Asia Cup in 2024. It's the FIBA under 18. So she's not even 18. This girl may be 16. But look at the size.
Can you full screen that? There you go.
No, watch the tip off.
Are they actually going to do this? You just do that every time down the court, right?
I guess it's not a long video. I actually meant to try to find more video on it, but like, how do you not even put up a fight for the tip? Like, look, you shouldn't even jump. It's unbelievable. Anyway, there you go.
How is that not? How do I type in? 7'3" teenager.
How old is she?
16? 17.
17. Is she on the Olympic team?
She dropped 44. Was that against Japan by any chance?
It was South Korea.
Oh, she dropped 44 points against Japan.
Yeah, I would like to see one of the professional go in there and start like hitting her around and bodying her up or whatever.
She only had 14 rebounds. How do you not get every rebound?
So it's been explained to me that with 3-pointers, how they're constantly, when you miss a 3-pointer, it's not the same as if you miss a mid-range softer shot where the ball's landing or being closer to the rim. So it's not unusual for, who the hell? I would have 40 rebounds if I was that much bigger than the other team. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. So expect to see her at some point in the Olympics or whatever.
Zhang Ziyu. ZhangZiyu.
Yeah, I saw her name, but I was looking for a video, but yeah, Zhang Zhu, 7'3" to 7'5". There's got to be video of her, right?
Let's see.
Yeah, there's got to be. All right, here's like
That's all.
Yeah, you got to pay for the whatever. But yeah, so we'll see if we can play some of this right here. Oh no, it's on the current show. Anyway, yeah, she's really tall. All right, whatever. Have you ever had any type of a road rage situation there, Delco Steve, where either someone has freaked out on you or you freaked out on somebody?
Oh, I got Chinese screaming in my ear at the moment. There we go. I had the video going in my ear. Road rage, yeah. I'm a hothead behind the wheel.
So you're the hothead.
No, like people will piss me off easily, but then at the same time, people get mad about stupid little shit I'm doing. I'm just like, what? Like, what? I drove faster than you. Sorry.
Right. So you get mad when other people get mad at you, is what you're saying.
Or if people are just being dumb on the road. Like, if you're not going to turn when cars, like, there's a big enough space, like, just go. It's like,
right.
My thing is be aggressive. And if you're being cautious, that's when you get yourself into trouble.
All right. So have there been any incidents or have you been in any confrontations or shouting matches or anything like that?
Yes. Yeah. I will not even deny it. Yes.
Okay. Give me an example of something that happened.
I actually had one in my driveway not too long ago. I was pulling out back my house and I'm about to back into my parking spot and someone's coming down the driveway and the dude pulls up to the point where I can't back into my spot. So I just sat there and stared at him. And then it was like, all right, dude, like, what do you want me to do? And then so eventually he backs up enough that I can back into the spot, drives by and says something. So I get out of the car. I'm like, I'm lit. Like, I'm heated right away. He's like, dude, all you do is put a turn signal on. I'm like, I'm pulling into my parking spot in my driveway and, in my yellow car. So if you live on this street, you know where the yellow car parks. I'm the asshole. So you're cutting through my driveway and I'm the dick. Okay. So
right. Like he that's where you just move on from it. Him.
I could. He said something, so I had to say something, and then it was just the screaming at my driveway.
I will look straight ahead and yell to myself, but I don't look out the window, F you, blah 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 blah. But I'll look straight ahead and I'll just yell. You're driving all over the place because of work. It's just wherever you're going that next day. I had the highway drive and then getting into the city every day, which is fucking brutal. And yeah, a lot of times you don't even know people are mad. I like to drive fast. When I'd say fast, I mean I'll get in the left-hand lane of the highway and I'll put it on cruise control for 80 miles an hour if I can. And if someone wants to go 90, I'll get right over in the right lane, no problem. Go ahead. I'll let you pass me, and then I'll come back over to the left, right? I just want to make it to my destination as fast as possible. But people are crazy out there. I can't tell you how many times over the years that I've had, literally, if I was as mad as the person that was as mad as me or half as mad as them, we would have been going nuts at each other. There would have been shooting or stuff like that. But Luckily, that's not me. But check this out. All right. I don't know where this is. I didn't do enough research because I just saw it. Will I stream this? So it's a chick in the one car. And here it is right here.
I love it.
She threw the guy's driving a Lamborghini. So let's back
I
it up.
love it.
Is that it's a no? That's not a Lamborghini. Is that a Camaro or something? Some type of Chevrolet, Corvette. So she threw something at him.
I think it's a Corvette. Oh,
So he would be Corvette guy. Which makes sense. So Tomahawk chops the window. She's still in there.
damn.
I always wonder what happens after
Damn.
Do you have the video of that?
Oh my.
this. So you got the video for me? Yep.
I mean, see, in that situation though, like that guy's wrong for chopping off her mirror, but like she's throwing shit at his car. Like what's like?
Bro,
Like, I don't know. I call that fair game.
he's totally wrong, but you don't throw something at him, right? He's obviously a lunatic. He just threw something at him.
So
But-
like, what if he just picked up whatever you threw at you and you wing it back at it and
Dude,
breaks your window? It's like I don't know.
what he's got a gun and he just starts shooting. Road rage incident in front of the old WIP studios. Dude got shot. He was like something. I don't know if they knew each other, but something happened like right at 30th Street Station, and they were like racing each other. And then right in front of her building, he got out and he was going up to her. I think he like smashed her window or something. She shot him. She had a gun. She shot him. So it's obviously justifiable. Someone's gonna go. She's in her car and he's like trying to attack her or smashing the window.
Oh,
He
yeah.
shot her.
Yeah, I keep my road rage to inside my car, but there's been times where I've wanted to get out.
Yeah, I bet. Well, let's hope that. See, that's the other thing. I always wonder what happens in these situations because he's obviously going to get, if that's his car, call the insurance company, call the police. There's a video of it. He's gonna get arrested for like vandalism or some kind of crap. But anyway, there you go. When do you leave for Portugal?
Thursday night.
Thursday night. So it's a late night flight. When do you arrive in Portugal?
8 a.m. I believe.
Their time. So how far of a flight?
So we're going to the Azores first, so it's 5 hours from Newark.
5 hours from Newark. So that's not bad.
No,
It's
the
like
way
flying to
home.
California.
Yeah, the way home's 8 hours.
Oh,
That's
really?
the
Because
one.
the crosswinds or something?
Well, we're actually flying from like mainland Europe at that point.
Oh, okay, that's right. So you're flying into where again? It's some
The-
island destination that you told me about that I was
The
impressed with.
the Azores.
Yes, and you're there for how long?
3 days.
Ooh, there for 3 days. And
3
where are
days.
you?
And-
Where are you staying?
We're staying at a brand new Hilton, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like when we were booking this stuff, I like pulled up the address. It said permanently closed, and I'm like looking at it, like, what's going on here? And then I just like actually looked into it, and it's like it was opening like shortly after we booked.
Oh,
So it's only been open for 2 months or so.
because you're not going to show up and there'll be no hotel, and you'll be like, oh my god.
I hope that's not the case.
All right, so a couple days in this Azores place is right off. It's a remote island off of. It's called the Hawaii of the East, I think is what you said.
The Atlantic. Yeah.
The Atlantic, the Hawaii of the Atlantic. All right,
Yep.
so you'll be hiking and
Yeah. Hiking there's some pineapple farm
eat
stuff.
bananas.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. Gotta just dive in.
And
Nothing too legit planned.
And then
for the Azores.
And then from there, so you're out there because your cousin's getting married. So then you go to mainland Portugal, and then that's when the wedding happens.
We're actually going to Italy for 3 days and then to Lisbon for the wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah, we're
you.
doing a couple puddle jumps and then back to Lisbon.
Where in Italy?
Sorrento and Capri.
So you'll have those pictures for Instagram that looks like a postcard.
Yeah,
Nice.
there'll be a bunch of them.
Yeah, you did well on the Instagram on the story on Friday. I know a lot of people were looking to see what you were doing. You didn't disappoint.
I was a little. I had a couple people earlier today tell me they were disappointed there wasn't more antics. But I was like, yeah, we didn't play very well, so we tuned out. I tuned out very quick.
Well, I mean, so once you start playing poorly, then you're like, I'm over it.
Like, no, it wasn't. It was like we knew like the scores were like getting out of hand for us to compete because I'm not gonna say that people were cheating, but like we're sitting there at -5 at the turn and we're 4 shots back. It's like, okay, how are we making up 4 shots while everyone's on the same amount of holes? So
Yeah.
it started drinking more and more so than paying attention to the golf.
Man. Yeah, I would love to go to Greece and to Italy and to all those places. You're lucky. I hope you have a great time.
Greece is definitely the next destination I want to look into.
Yeah.
I've done this part of Italy before, and my parents and Mrs. Douglas Steve haven't. So they were like, like either pick somewhere new or pick somewhere you really like. And I'm like, okay, that's easy.
Yeah, for real. So it's just you guys in Italy, or you meet up with some family there? Or
no, we're meeting all the fam in Lisbon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got 5 days with them in Lisbon. I think that's enough.
Nice. So you're going 10 days?
We leave. So it's pretty much the 2nd to the 13th.
Damn.
We leave Thursday, but it
was a day of
Thursday
travel
night.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we really only have 1 day of travel for the rest of the thing because when we fly back to Lisbon, it's another late flight. So we still have that whole day until we go to the airport, kind of thing.
Well, wow, that's awesome. Now, Michael Richmond, a lot of people have been asking that question. We addressed it last week.
Nope, we're not there yet.
There you go.
We got to make it through vacation together first before we see if we can, do 2 weeks together.
Well, you got to make it through vacation. Let's face it. Yeah. You guys are still in the Amazon love phase, right? Like not a lot of arguing. You may have had like a couple of random fights or whatever, but probably not a big blow up argument yet.
Nah.
Right? Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, you guys are good. So, then
I haven't lost my temper yet.
Is this it? Is this the trip where you get into the not major fight, but is this the trip where there's maybe a little skirmish?
As long as I have the GPS on my phone, we'll be fine. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That's awesome. All right. Well, enjoy it, man.
I'm really excited. 2 more sleep, or well, 3 more sleeps, and then we're out of here.
3 more sleeps. You're gonna be. You are good. What's the time difference? I know you said it was a.
I think it's 4 hours and then 6 hours, or the.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't actually. I've never been to Europe. I've never had the clock where it's ahead. You're not behind. Living in Hawaii, where it's a 6 hour and then a 5 hour, depending on daylight savings, is really cool because you can watch every sport, and it's like dinner time by the time even the late games are over. In NFL Sunday, it starts early, but you can watch. You still go to the beach, and it's like lunchtime after 2 sets of games are done. So it'll be interesting being the other way around.
Yeah, I had a buddy saying, "Thank God you're not there during football season." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd be up watching Sunday Night Football at 4:00 in the morning."
Yep. Yeah, there'd be Eagles fans that would be there with you too, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. When we did the London trip a few years back, and we went to the bars after the London game to watch games, we were out all night watching football. It was great.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right.
That was only a 4 hour difference, I think, at that point, because we were in London, we were there during daylight savings there, but not here yet. Right. So it was weird. It was screwy.
All right. Well, listen, have fun, man. I will. I don't know. I don't know if Herb has been elusive as usual. I was trying to get him, and he's like, Sunday maybe, and then he always the most. I'm like, yeah, well, Sunday, I got a ton of stuff going on, Herb. So then he's calling me on Sunday, and I'm like, Herb, I can't do it today. Well,
now you can do an early Monday show with him or an early Thursday show with him.
Oh, maybe. Thursday's my pool day. I got Linville tomorrow, and then Out of the Parks with John Marks on Wednesday. So everybody tune in on Wednesday post game. You'll be able to watch it right on Twitter. So
turn in post game and see if John loses his shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's easy to say put on your seatbelts. It's probably going to be a bumpy ride right here because like it probably is. But this team's been really good, so they at least have a little bit of cushion. Last thing you want to see, especially with how depleted the Braves are. Last thing you want to see is the Braves make a move here. I think they're 7.5 back now. Let me see. So they're 8 games back. I guess they didn't play today, or they haven't finished yet today.
I think they're 8 games.
Were they? All right.
I think so. I'm not positive.
Still, it's a big cushion. You still have the best record in baseball. I'm tired of saying you still have the best record in baseball. I'm getting tired of doing that.
5-3 Brewers, top 8.
3-7 in their last 10 games, the Phillies. So they still have the biggest run differential in baseball. No, the Yankees now do after tonight. They do. But wake up a little bit. Come on, Bryce. Wake up a little bit, brother. This is bullshit. All right, man. Have a good trip.
All right, man.
We'll follow your trip. We may follow your trip on
I'll try. Media. I'll try and stay active. I try to like live in the moment a little bit while I'm on these trips, but then I realize that's like, the stuff's cool, so gotta show everyone what they're missing out on.
I have to live vicariously through you, Delco Steve. So enjoy yourself.
I'll be drinking plenty of. I'll be whining it up the whole time, just about.
Is that what they're known for? Wine?
Oh, dude,
you'll be in Italy. You'll be in Italy.
Wine in Europe is so good. Like you get like that someone's like homemade wine for like €6, and it's better than what you're paying, $30-40 for here.
I like Riunite on ice. It's delicious.
What?
It's like an 80s reference. Riunite was not box wine, but jug wine. Really sweet.
Okay.
And the commercial is that Riunite on ice? Nice.
I love me a nice box wine. You slap the bag a little.
I hate wine.
Oh, come on.
I know. What do you want me to say? First of all, I'm diabetic. I like liquor. I don't like wine. Liquor? Speaking of that, have fun, man. All right. Have fun on vacation.
I miss you guys.
All right, buddy. Have fun. Be safe. We'll be back. If I can get Herb on the phone, I'm just going to randomly do it on like a Wednesday or something. But talk to you Wednesday post game. Out of the Parks with John Mark. See ya.
Peace.
And I'll actually end the stream that way. I won't just keep it going. See ya. That's the worst. Peace. We're still live. So that's what I'm saying.